PottstownAquariumService.Info. This is Wilfredo. We are going to start talking about our saltwater 15-gallon tank. I do want to bring everything step by step. Of course, I do apologize for not showing you through completely. I will explain what I have done in every step of the way. It is an span of 3 days. Today was actually the morning on which we were gonna find out how our few first subjects in there were doing. We fixed our salinity last night. Our salinity was at 1.28. We brought it down to 1.26, and as of now it's stable at 1.24. I do want to take you through everything that I did. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tank, we're going to look at the subjects, and then of course I'm going to walk you through the videos of the days before, like the day before yesterday and yesterday. Okay, it's been a process of 3 days. So let's go to the tank, and that way we see how everything's doing. Right? So now, after cleaning everything and giving it a whole maintenance overhaul, here's our 15-gallon. We are going to turn this into salt water. We are going to have some invertebrates, some crustaceans, and then our main fish are going to be maroon clowns. That's what we're looking for, is maroon clowns mainly. If we add anything else, will be an extra, but we are looking forward as our main fish to be maroon clowns. Probably a pair, and then the rest of it will be all our crustaceans, anemones, and live rock, and of course polyps, mushrooms. That's what we're looking for. Of course, this is going to require a lot of, probably a little bit more light than what I can do with that fluorescent that I have now. But my plan is to actually graduate it all the way up on live rock, and depending on how much light it requires on which one and how much of a spectrum I'm getting will be on what I will put as invertebrate in there. Of course, we changed the Aquan 20-gallon filter that it has for this one. And this one we are going to thank JP, Jonah, and family for donating this filter to us. Big shout out to them. And this is a Fluval 105. It's a canister filter. We just set it up completely yesterday. We really don't have too much light in there, so let me just put some light in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, there we go. So that's a Fluval 105 canister unit. It's up to 25 gallons. So being that it's up to 25 gallons, and this is a 15-gallon, I'm going 10 gallons over on my water circulation, so that is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So again, we thank JP, Jonah, and family for the donation, just so we can do this documentary on how to start your saltwater off. So it's a Fluval 105. There's our water coming out. We already treated the water with water conditioner. It's been filtering for 24 hours since yesterday. What we're gonna do tonight is actually probably get the special blend, which is our colony of bacteria. We're gonna show you when we add that. And then, of course, probably our substrate. We are going to get the sand just so we can give that bacteria somewhere to actually flourish and make his colony. Those two things will probably be my main goal. And then, of course, the salt. So those are probably my three things. Those are the three things we're going to start off with. Okay. So we're back. Now, what we did on day one on that video, and you're going to see that, is that we actually cleaned the whole tank. We set up a filter. We put water in the tank and treated it with water conditioner. That was your step one on day one. Set up the tank, clean it up, set it up, add water conditioner, set up your filter, turn it on, let it run till next day. That's all we did. Then you're gonna see the video. Okay, welcome back. PottstownAquariumService.Info. So, we added all our salt into the system. The salt we picked, of course, was a box to 25 gallons. So we bought premium marine salt mix that made 25 gallons. For that 25 gallons, we added probably around half of that amount to our tank. So we added half of the 25 gallon salt. So salt for 25 gallons, we added half of that box in there. Our temperature is at 80 degrees. Our pH is at 8.0. And the salt we just started scooping in there until we got down to half of the box. So that's the amount we put in there, was exactly half the box of the salt amount to treat 25 gallons. Okay. We bought a oceanic hydrometer, which is that guy. We checked that yesterday after adding not only the special blend, and of course we got to talk a little bit more on the special blend. We did not touch that topic well enough. Of course, the special blend will be your colony of beneficial bacteria. That'll be this guy. So that is special blend, micro lift. Okay, so to our conditioned water that was running already in there, we added the micro lift, and then we just let it cycle for 24 hours before adding the salt. Then after adding the salt, we got the hydrometer, and the hydrometer told us that this morning we were at 1.20. Which is fine, but we do want it around the 1.24, 1.26. We added more salt. That way we got the salinity a little bit further up. We got it probably to a 1.28. And then, of course, to bring it back down to the 1.26, we just took, I would say, around 20 ounces, 40 ounces of water out of the water that was already treated with the salt and everything in the tank itself. We took that out and added fresh water with a little bit more water conditioner. So we added some more tap water in there, just to dilute some of that salt. So today, since we had all that already set up, we decided we were gonna get our first batch of guinea pigs. So these are gonna be our lab rats. We actually got 2 damsels, 1 yellowtail, and 1 blue, and we got 2 snails and 2 live rock, 2 small pieces of live rock. Now our goal is to actually corner all the live rock to that back section over there. So all this side on front, around, even through here, is gonna be open. So we're gonna add another one in there, and we're just gonna keep stacking up right on that corner. Okay? Now, we did get a background. We're gonna get a background to cover all that back there. But before we do that, let's just release our fish. Our fish and snails have been already floating for 20 minutes. So it's already good to release them. So let's release them and see what is going to be the reaction of them as we put them in the water and then they start swimming. Alright. Okay. So we added our snails and fish. They already found little crevices over there on our live rock. They seem to be doing fine. They're active. They're already looking for little areas to hang around. They are not losing color. They are not secreting any slime or film from their scales. You will see stuff like that actually in their bodies. You'll see reactions to anything that's going on. So basically, they're all doing fine, but our test will be throughout the night and see how they're doing throughout the night. So in the morning will be really when we know what really happened in there. There's our snails. And of course, one very important thing, if you do see that your snails are like this guy on this side, and they're shell down, foot up, they can drown. So we need to actually flip those when they are like that if they can't actually flip themselves over. Alright. So those are our 2 first fish. Our test fish. And then from here we're going to go to our 2 maroon clowns, and then everything else is going to be our invertebrates. Okay, so this is the sand we got. This is Nature's Ocean Premium Marine Substrate. Of course, we call it the Argonite sand. One of these bags actually fills up the 15-gallon column. Alright, now, so we added that, and with the addition of the Argonite sand, we added our salt. So we got enough to treat 25 gallons. So this box of sand actually treats 25 gallons of water. Okay? So we used half of this box to set up our tank. Why? Because then, after using this half, our hydrometer is going to tell us if we need to actually take out some water and add some fresh water to bring that salinity down, or if we need to add more salt to bring that salinity up. In my case, as you're going to see on the video, the salinity was at 1.20 at first. So I needed to add some more salt. So I added some more, and then I went to 1.28, what actually made me take 40 ounces of water out of the tank itself and add some fresh water, 40 ounces back of fresh water, conditioned water. So treat it with a little bit more water conditioner and just toss it back in there. All right. In addition to this salt and adding our sand, I added our micro lift. This is micro lift special blend. As you're gonna see on the video, I did added this at the same time that I added my salt and my sand. Okay. Now, micro lift is going to provide you with the colony of bacteria that is necessary for you to add fish even immediately. Now, if I allow this to actually circulate through the water and filter for at least 12 to 24 hours, it's actually a little bit better. Okay? That's why we're adding our sand and then we're adding our micro lift. We're adding our micro lift after adding our sand because it'll actually make those colony of bacteria stabilize in your substrate. Alright? So now, after adding our micro lift, salt, and substrate, which is the organized sand, what we did was wait till next day. Next day, we took a water sample and checked our pH. Our pH was at 8.0. It can be from a 7.8 to an 8.4. If it's a 7.8, you know it's a little bit too low. Try to bring it up to the 8. As soon as you add salt, the pH actually stabilizes after adding salt. As of now, it's an 8.0. The hydrometer we added after taking our pH sample. For the pH sample, we're using the 6-in-1 Tetra strips. We're using the 6-in-1 because the 6-in-1 is not only going to tell me about nitrates, nitrites, water hardness, chlorinity, alkalinity, and pH. So it's going to give me those 6, and the main ones that I'm looking at will be nitrates, nitrites, and pH. I have no nitrates or nitrites, and my pH was at 8.0, so I'm set up. Now, after doing all that, the hydrometer, as you can see in the video, fluctuated a little bit. That we can always fix with fresh water or adding more salt. And then after that, day 3, we brought our live rock, and we brought our 4 live test specimens, which was 2 damsels and 2 snails. As you can see, they're all doing well. The salinity is stabilized at 1.24, and everything is fine. Let's go through the videos, and actually, if you have any questions on the step-by-step, PottstownAquariumService.Info. Submit any of your questions. You can leave any comments here also on the YouTube page. We'll be more than glad to help you out through on everything that we did. Of course, I do want you to see the finished product. When I do add everything that I'm planning on adding. As of now, we're taking everything step by step, little by little, just to make everything feel at home and not crash. Okay? So this has been Wilfredo for PottstownAquariumService.Info. Enjoy YouTube.